everybody, welcome to my channel. This is DarXdahl, and today I have a first impressions on the Jaclyn Hill Vault palette and the Master Collection brushes. So if you would like to see how I got this look with these palettes and these brushes, just keep on watching. Okay, here we have the palettes laid out so you can get a nice close-up view of them. They're unswatched because I wanted to use them for first impressions. And the first palette is the Ring the Alarm palette with nice orange and warm tones. The next one is the Bling Boss one with like the nice pink mauves and purples. This one is the Dark Magic palette with the dark greens, dark colors, very nice. And lastly, we have the Armed and Gorgeous palette. Now I also want to show you that the Armed and Gorgeous palette and the Ring the Alarm palette have some similar colors in them. Okay, now that we got through the palettes, I have my brush set, and it comes with 3 different sets. Now I wasn't going to get this set because there were only certain individual brushes that I wanted, but when I went online to look to get individual brushes, the brushes that I wanted were gone. Hence made me get the Master Collection. And out of the 3 sets, the 11 brush piece was only available if you got the whole Master Collection. So you could get the 8 eye brushes in a set with the bag, and the 5 face brushes in a set with the bag. The extra 11 brushes were only available individually or in the whole Master Collection. So yeah, so I'm going to try out these brushes today along with the Vault and see how I like them. I'm going to start off with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation with the JH03 Ride or Die foundation brush. And I noticed that there was some hair sticking out of the brush as I was applying my foundation. So I'm thinking, oh, it's just a few. And I started seeing some on my face. So continuing on, more bristles were coming out. So I don't know what that was about. And I continued on, and yeah. Now I'm taking some transparent powder from MAC and putting it on the under eye powder brush and putting it to set the concealer on my eyelids. Okay, I'll have to say that I really like the softness of these 2 brushes. This is the JH07, which is the, let me see what it says here on the box. The JH07 is the under eye powder brush, which I use to set my concealer with my MAC Prep and Prime transparent finishing powder. As you can see, as I was applying my foundation with this brush, hairs were just coming out. So I don't know what that's about. And then, you know, so this is her Ride or Die brush. I don't know if any more hairs come out of this brush. I don't know. Let's get into seeing about these palettes. I don't have any particular look in mind. I'm looking at all the palettes. I have them open. I would normally go with this here, but I think I'm gonna pass because I always do, you know, pink and purple. So we're gonna that out. I don't know. I'm gonna figure something out and throw something in. Beast Mode blending brush. And a brush on my brush, I'm going in my upper crease area and placing it and blending it out, trying to see how the shadow performs. Normally for this part, I would take my MAC 224, which is my beloved crease brush. But I actually have to say that I really like this brush. It's both soft and firm at the same time. Next, I'm taking the JH32 with Mugshot, and I'm placing that lower in my crease and blending it out and building the intensity. I like this brush too. Okay, here I'm taking Framed on the JH33 and I'm placing that in my actual crease. I really like this brush too. It performed good for me. I mean, it's easy to build. It's harder to take off. And I can't say that I'm having any fallout. Now I'm just going in between colors and brushes to blend and build until I'm happy with what I have. And I used to think, man, my eye shape is jacked up. But there's a lot of people with hooded eyes. The only thing is my eyes are hooded. I have this extra skin here and they're deep set, so I have all of this in here too. So, but the key to it is blending. That's the key. People think it's so quick because when you edit, it's like you speed through it, but people don't realize you're doing a lot. All right, next I'm gonna take the JH42, and that's this brush here. I'm gonna go in from the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and I'm gonna take VIP, this color here, and put that in my as a brow highlight. Ooh, that's really pigmented, and I didn't some of that out. That's really pigmented. Okay, VIP. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now let me see what I want to put on my lid. I have the palettes all laid out. I want to jump around and see different things. And this is the all over lid brush. I decided to go with Guilt Trip on my lid and see how that goes. And I'm trying to do a cut crease. I'm not very good at it, so I'm blending it out. Then I went in with some MAC Fix Plus to give it a little more bling. Now I'm going in with Lolly on the other side of the brush, and I'm spraying that too also with Fix Plus to intensify the color. My battery died, so at least I had another battery charge. I'm so glad it made a noise. Is that another brush hair? I don't know, y'all, but I'm gonna take the JH38 Perfect Pencil brush. I don't usually do anything in my lower lash line, but for this video, I figure I'll do that under that. Yeah, I should have did that first, but I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back and give you my final thoughts. Alright, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. Here goes. The brushes, as far as the brushes, I didn't get through all of the brushes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there's what, 23 brushes in the set. The brushes I liked. They were very soft. I really like this one, the powder. The blush brush, usually for blush, I like something bigger that, you know, it just goes on, you know, I just tap it on, and that's that. But I did like this blush brush. I do like this brush, the big giant powder brush, and I like this one. This was like the powder brush to use under the eye, but I use this to set my eye concealer, and that was pretty good. And the eye brushes all performed, the ones that I used performed pretty good. Now, this brush right here, I don't know why it was shedding, and then when I was doing some other stuff on my face, it was like I was finding brushes, so bristles. So I don't know, nothing else seems to be coming out of it now, but I didn't even, before I even used the brush, you saw that there were bristles coming out of the brush before I even used it, and then as I was using it, more bristles were coming out, but I don't see any coming out now. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to give the other brushes that I have left haven't used a try. Now this one, this is the one I should have used for my blush, but I could see myself using this with my Black Radiance finishing powder. As a matter of fact, let me these brushes are really soft. Now for the palette. Now if you watched my previous video when I was talking about, I felt like I regretted buying these palettes because of all the controversy surrounding them. Now, I did get these in Vegas, and they all say V2. Like I said in my previous video, they all say V2. So, from what I used, I didn't see any patchiness or anything. I didn't want to stick with one palette. It was just so many colors and things like that. If I had stuck with one palette, the Bling Boss one would have been the one that I would have went to, because these colors are what I use on a regular basis. These colors here. You know, I was just so sad, and it took me a while to even want to pull these out to even work with them. Even the brushes. Now, like I said, with the exception of the foundation brush, the other brushes performed good. I just have to get used to them. You know, it's like wearing a brand new pair of shoes. You have to break them in. You know, for them to be comfortable. You try them on, you say, oh yeah, they fit, and then the first time you wear them, you're like, oh my gosh, these things hurt my feet. It's the same with brand new brushes, and for me it's kind of hard, because you have those favorite brushes that you know will not let you down at any time. Really want to try out the other brushes too, and I would like to compare them to some of my everyday brushes that I use. So with that being said, I'm finally happy, I'm glad, and I can just go on ahead and start trying some new looks with my different palettes. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye. What do you think?